Let's continue on a story we've been talking about for the last few days now. Amid all of Trump's desperation and inner MAGA feuding, and you're not my supporter if you keep asking questions about Epstein and all that, he's now leaning in hard to this Obama conspiracy theory that Obama knew that the Russian meddling narrative was false and he fabricated it. And now we've done probably an hour plus now of coverage talking about this story, so I'll try not to just go through it. It's hard though when I play these clips. I'll probably end up repeating a lot of the same points, but the latest video that Trump posted is so creepy, so ominous, and just like Trump is Alex Jones. It's so for our podcast listeners, before playing this to describe, you know how when someone is being anonymous, like there's this account Anonymous that will post videos like this, then you'll do an AI person with a mask on and they have like a creepy mustache and they have a hoodie on and a sort of spooky hacker type look. That's what this video is that he posted, where the AI spooky man is spouting off about these conspiracy theories. And this is getting real. Fox News is reporting that Tulsi Gabbard sent a criminal referral for Obama officials to the DOJ. They're just going absolutely ballistic. And yes, we should keep emphasizing the timing of this. Really? You all of a sudden have your new shiny object. It's a little transparent, but okay. If you want more in-depth analysis as to why they're lying here, just look back at previous segments we've been doing over the last couple of days. But I just thought y'all should see this. Trump's spiraling. Look at this. Whoop. Let me see. There we go.
This is not a conspiracy theory.
Never a good way to start a video. I'm not crazy. Gosh, my computer's being very annoying.
This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not speculation. This is documented fact. For years, they told us Trump was the threat to democracy, but the real threat was the attempt to remove him. On December 9, 2016, inside the Obama White House, a classified meeting took place. Present were CIA Director John Brennan, DNI James Clapper, FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and several senior officials. Barack Obama was there, and what they discussed would become the most coordinated political deception in U.S. history. Just days earlier, an internal intelligence community report concluded Russia had not altered the outcome of the 26 election. On December 7, DNI Clapper reaffirmed it. Quote, "Foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on critical infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome." End quote. But that wasn't the story the Obama administration wanted.
Yes, it was. No one ever claimed what you're saying they did. They're saying that the report that now we've looked at multiple times that cites what Russia did do to meddle and what they were not successful at doing to meddle. So they took out of this report just the specifications of what they didn't do, which is they weren't able to alter the election results through hacking election counting, the counting process. They weren't able to hack the machines such that people voting for Trump or people voting for Hillary then had their vote flipped to Trump. That is totally consistent with all of the public statements that were made. And whenever I review some of these things, I go in my head, because I'm still not used to how dishonest people will be, I'll be like, I must be missing something, right? Surely they have something that I just haven't seen yet. But I think at this point, I can just assume they're trotting out another bombshell that's not.
So after that White House meeting, Clapper's executive assistant sent out an email. The order: prepare a new intelligence assessment, one that aligned with the president's request.
That's not what the email says. Let's read it. Per the president's request, please prepare a new intelligence community assessment that details the tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence the 2016 election. And then after this investigation, the same conclusion came up in a Republican-led Senate investigation. And then after that, the same outcome came up in special counsel's investigations. And then after that, the same thing kept happening, which is certain things people claimed weren't true. And a lot of what was claimed was true as to the lengths that Putin went to try to help Trump. Trump was still legitimately elected the president, meaning people's votes were counted and he got enough votes to win. And also, our intelligence community should be concerned with how foreign countries are trying to undermine certain candidates, hacking that candidate's information, operating on social media in all these different ways. This is sad. Let me jump away from it for a second because I should show you another clip that is relevant and will give you a sense. But first, this is Pep. Let me open it quickly. Ooh, come on, baby. Drinkpep.com. Get yourself a boost, an energy boost throughout the day. 3 brothers, myself, my 2 brothers, crafted this so that we could have in our lives what we wanted so badly, which was a healthy alternative to energy drinks that is good for your gut microbiome. So Benny Johnson, as an example.
What's up, guys? It's Benny.
Said President Trump is now posting Obama arrest videos and mugshots. The message is clear. No one's above the law and accountability is coming. They're falling for it. They dug up the least controversial thing you could imagine, which is honestly the intelligence community proving they weren't just being biased, because they were willing to say, hey, the most consequential meddling you could imagine, which would be flipping votes by hacking machines, was not something Russia was able to do successfully. So they were separating what did happen from what didn't happen. Doesn't mean nothing happened in their meddling efforts, but not everything happened, right? And as Trump cannot get MAGA off of his back over Epstein, Tulsi throws this out, and the Bennies of the world are just totally, yes, daddy, is what they're saying. Literally selling shirts now that say Daddy Trump, and they're on board to move the topic to arresting Obama about the 2016 election. It's so transparent. Look at him. This is not a drill, he says.
What's up, guys? This is not a drill. President Trump just posted video of Barack Obama getting put on his knees and arrested by the FBI inside of the White House as President Trump looks on, grinning. It's go time. Here we go. No.
You're so cringy. You are such a cringy human being. This is not a drill. Obama's on his knees. And then this is the video. Copyrighted music is played, but then it shows it's an AI video of Obama in prison. And then Benny jumps back on to say he's really excited.
This is obviously in reference to the Obamagate scandal that has blown up over the last couple of days. Trump's director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing bombshell, smoking gun evidence that Barack Obama absolutely committed seditious conspiracy and tried to stage a coup against Donald Trump. It's all there. The facts are there. And now it's been referred to the DOJ for prosecution.
Obama, this is crazy. Trump tried to do a coup by literally falsifying electoral counts whenever he lost in 2020. And they didn't have a problem with that. And Trump never allowed Biden to come to the White House to prove there was going to be a peaceful transition of power. He was actively trying to get local authorities to change their vote counts while he was getting false electoral counts. Luckily, Mike Pence didn't go along with it. And MAGA had no problem with that. But then Obama, after he was literally acknowledging Trump as the president-elect, saying there was going to be a smooth transition, bringing Trump to the White House, Hillary had conceded, the whole Democratic Party, aside from some outliers, acknowledged, as much as they don't like it, as much as they were concerned with Russian meddling, Trump was legitimately elected the president. And they're saying that was the coup. The fact that our intelligence community actually found real bombshells about how much Putin wanted Trump to be president and the things he did to assist in that, going as far as to hack the DNC. And that's the coup. Even after people who were Republicans investigated and got the same damn conclusion. Oh, it's so annoying. Especially just his whole mannerism. And they just fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Or whatever the phrase is. All right, back to Trump's conspiracy video.
That's right. Intelligence was politicized at the highest levels under the direction of a sitting president to frame the incoming one. They buried prior reports. They inflated the Steele dossier. They reversed conclusions. And they launched the January 6, 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment, used to trigger investigations, media hysteria, FISA warrants, and ultimately, impeachment. It was a soft coup. Director of National Intelligence.
Okay, well, if it was a soft coup, even by your inflated version of what you're saying this is, then Trump did a hard coup. Obama, soft, Trump, hard.
Tulsi Gabbard has now declassified the emails, memos, and reports. In her words, this was a treasonous conspiracy orchestrated by Barack Obama and carried out by key members of his administration. General Flynn calls it the greatest crime in American history.
General Flynn is full QAnon. Not like that's not slander. He went to conferences and was doing the whole QAnon thing. I love that. General Flynn, like he's a valuable source. I don't think Benny even read the report, by the way. I don't think a lot of these people, I think they just saw documents and went, ooh, those look like official documents, and quotes, and then heard Tulsi talking about it. Because when you go read it, I remember seeing Tulsi and going, oh gosh, is this about to be a big one? And then read it. It was like, what? This is what we knew the whole time. Now, that doesn't mean that there weren't, okay, Trump can be absolutely terrible and deserve the worst of media treatment and could have been treated incorrectly on certain topics. Both can be true. And I do think on Russia, there were things like people saying he was an active agent of Russia. We don't have enough evidence to make that claim. So you can both acknowledge how much Russia did do to hurt Hillary and help Trump and denounce people for the sake of being, sexy and sort of salacious in the media who went way too far saying things that we didn't have evidence for. Totally true. Does that mean the intelligence community was fabricating stuff? No, it doesn't. So in a moment like this, people are looking to voices who can lead us through these troubling times where Trump's trying to get Obama arrested, which even if we accepted the most hard version of the coup narrative, still Obama would be immune by Trump's own legal argument. So that's a funny fold to it. But some people are looking to Hunter Biden. Maybe Hunter Biden can lead us through these troubling times. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going to continue. I'm going to pick up. Please stick with us. This is important, okay? I'm going to pick up where I left off on the morning show because I'm still fired up about it. Apparently, Hunter feels like he needs to go on a media tour right now. Hey, Hunter. Sit this one out, okay? Sit this one out. And exactly what I said on the morning show was going to happen is happening. Hunter's media appearance where he's screaming about how the Democratic Party failed Joe Biden and all that. However you feel, you can just put $1 million down that the right wing is going to exploit this to divide an already divided Democratic Party further. We get no value. We get some value when Joe Biden retrospectively analyzes stuff. We get zero value when Hunter Biden does. No one needs to hear what he has to say about politics. I'm sorry. Again, for anyone who stumbled across this video, didn't see my past coverage, I'm the guy who spent hundreds of hours understanding so that I can then report on what was so dishonest about the Republican-led investigation into Hunter, because it was fabricating connections between Hunter Biden's business dealings and Joe Biden, and a bunch of false allegations came of that. So I was very defensive there. And being that guy, I can also say no one benefits from Hunter Biden going on a media tour and being interviewed, because it just leads to stuff like this. Benny Johnson again. You don't have to. All right. What's up, Benny? Saying, holy smokes, Hunter Biden goes off on the entire Democratic Party in a 2-minute meltdown. They're in total shambles. Let's see what he's talking about. This is the only outcome. You think someone's going to be like, I really hate what Trump's doing, which hopefully a lot of people are feeling that way. But I don't know yet if I've been won back over the Democratic Party. And then they stumble across a Channel 5 interview with Hunter Biden and go, all right, now I'm convinced. Now I'm convinced. Watch this.
Opinions, but fuck him.
I think he said the F word like 100,000 times in this interview. It just doesn't come off well. I'm telling you. And the amount of damage, I saw someone say, obviously Biden's legacy was stained by the whole debacle that led to Trump winning. However much blame you put, the fact that all that happened, dropping off the ticket, the debate performance, that was not good. But of the legacy that remains, of the real achievements that happened, is being crapped all over by Hunter going out in public and reminding people of his whole vibe. And he's talking here about, who's that guy? George Clooney, who wrote that op-ed that was pointed to as one of the dominoes falling that led to Biden getting off the ticket.
Opinions, but fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking, I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step up?
I'm asking the same question about you, brother. I'm asking the same question about you, brother. What are you doing? Stop. Go away. Go away, Hunter. It's such a bad look. It just brings us all back to the most divided time in the Democratic Party's recent modern history, which was us all ripping each other's throats out over this decision. And take this down for a second. Biden ultimately made it. That's what I said. I think Biden's his own man. And he had a decision. Was he going to accept the nomination that he had won through kind of, a primary? That wasn't really, because incumbents normally just get the nomination, obvious. But he had the chance to accept it or decline it. And he declined it because he, I thought, was convinced, was presented with the data that proved, especially after the debate, this is not going to go well. And he felt that Kamala had a better shot. And he made that announcement. He made his decision. Do we really have to go back to it again?
I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. There is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you.
Yes. Okay. See? Great. You remember how we were saying what a decision of integrity. Trump could never willingly, but you can't give it up and then have your son running around. I mean, he's also his own man, but it's a bad look to have him running around going, F George Clooney, he's so unloyal. Shut up, dude. He made it. Because look at this. Now we have 1 year ago today, Joe Biden drops out of the 2024 presidential race. Did he make the right decision in his campaign? I don't want to talk about this. Oh, did you hear? Jake Tapper has a book. Say Tapper has a book. Someone has a book. Every got a book. Book. Cognitive. That's going to be the discussion now. Oh, here's the news cycle again. Oh, instead of talking about what I led this segment with, we get to talk about this again. Woo! Who is that helping? Tell me, what swing voter is sitting down and going, wow, the way Hunter said that, though, I think, maybe the Democratic Party is the party of the working class. Oh, gosh.
On a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times to me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod. And David Plouffe and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior fucking speechwriters in, on Barack Obama's Senate staff who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made 40, 50 million.
You're going for the Pod Save America guys. We gotta just flip. Let me see. I don't have a book. We need to flip the page, guys. I gave the better part of the last 3 years to making the case that in a choice between Biden and Trump, shoo-wee, it would be insane to pick Trump. And did so by thoughtfully laying out some really notable policy improvements Biden made. And that was very much made less relevant to people when we ended up getting Trump anyways. However you cast blame, it does nothing for anyone to keep screaming with 100 F-bombs about how you still resent the Pod Save America guys today are laying out the stakes for what Democrats need to do to win in the future, what the Republican Party right now is doing that's so disastrous, mostly keeping the focus on the destructive nature of Trump and Trumpism, to revamp a divide among a coalition that is united, right? I mean, right? We could be united right now. We're all kind of pissed off for the same reason. Let's unite around that. We can't change the past. We can only change the future. Should we learn from the past? Yes. But clearly, trying to do that has failed. Okay? Because people trying to learn from what happened has been utterly confusing to me. I thought it was pretty clear we all had the same takeaway from what happened. Nope. Apparently, it's the Pod Save America guys' fault. Apparently, it's George Clooney's fault. Oh my gosh. And then this is a different interview. What are we doing?
And you would have the Speaker Emeritus that would say, well, you know, I'm going to leave it up to, but I don't know. And they had already made a decision. They had clearly made a decision.
I'm sure that was hurtful. I'm sure it was hurtful to see people that you trusted then turn on you. But like everyone was just trying to do what they thought was going to beat Trump. And we all failed. That's what's so beautiful. We can all love each other again because we failed. Do you think if Biden had stayed in, he would have won against Trump? No, he wouldn't have. After all the debacle, all the pressure, campaign, people losing faith, we lost. We lost. Start new. Do you know what? It's not a great look. Hunter in an interview saying it wasn't me with the cocaine at the White House, which I never thought it was. It wasn't, obviously. Why would he have? It doesn't make any sense. It was like a dumb, just sort of mockery of his addiction that he's sober from. But are these the clips we need to be going viral?
I think they're opening up an investigation to cocaine that was found in a cubby outside the West Wing of the White House.
I think it was Don Jr. Oh, you're talking about old White House?
Yeah, when my dad was there.
Oh, so they just got to blame you automatically.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally going to do an FBI, another congressional investigation, because they've convinced themselves that it had to be me, that there was a little tiny. And I guess my point of even bringing it up is that no. I have been clean and sober since June of 2019, and I have not touched a drop of alcohol or a drug, and I'm incredibly, incredibly proud of that.
And why would you bring cocaine to the White House?
Why would I bring cocaine to the White House, stick it into a cubby outside the Situation Room in the West Wing when I wasn't there? Anyway, who the fuck knows?
And politicians.
Yeah, I mean, that investigation's dumb, obviously. But this is just catnip for right-wing media. A few people peed a little bit in their pants in right-wing media. They got so excited. They started just tinkling a little bit when they saw that he had done an interview. It once again allows the focus to be on something other than the catastrophe of their side right now. And at some point, all right, we did the whole Jake Tapper news cycle. We did the whole what went wrong cycle. We've been doing that for months. At least here we've talked about it a good bit. I don't know about every other show. But some point, I think we should all agree it's time for a revitalization of the movement. And that means that voices like his just need to sort of just shh. Let's just, are we going to be, how long do we want to do this? How long? 2 years? Do we want to be into 2027 and still debating whether Biden should have dropped off the ticket or not? Do we want to do that 2028? Maybe after if we lose that election, we can see if it was also because Biden dropped the ticket. It's ridiculous. Please go paint, do other things. We have enough political pundits. Let me tell you. But maybe we look to him. I don't know. Hunter Biden 2028. Woo! Share your thoughts in the comments.